Good morning, everyone, and I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so happy to see our wonderful co-panelists. And today we are covering a fascinating topic about MENA gaming ecosystem, and we are focusing on regional support measures and how MENA region is attracting foreign talents and developing local ones here. And the overall idea of this panel was bring together the individuals who are daily contributing to this ecosystem. And today we are discussing this topic from different angles, from the perspective of government, developer, platform, publisher, and service provider. As Futura, as lawyers, we are providing legal and tax services for all participants of this ecosystem. And before we start, I would love to give a chance to introduce themselves to everyone in the panel. Sultan, please tell a few words about you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sultan Mohammed Daryami. I'm section head for outreach at Abu Dhabi Gaming. At Abu Dhabi Gaming, our goal is to be the enablers for people that want to do what they do best, which is just make great games. We cut red tape, and we make sure from the government side, we make it as easy as possible for you to achieve your goals of being successful game studios.
Great.
Hi everyone, my name is Mustafa, co-founder and director of Blackburn Games. We are AD Gaming partners, and our aim is to develop games and publish games around the world from Abu Dhabi.
Okay, I'm next. I'm Katya. I'm from Google, and I do strategic partnerships in the gaming industry in MENA and Europe as well.
Hello everyone. I'm Mohammed Fahmi, but everybody in the industry call me MJ. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Digital Dunes. I've been in the gaming industry for MENA, I think, maybe 16, 17 years. And we do publish, games mostly on mobile, but also on other platforms.
Great, thank you. So let's start, and I would love to start with a little bit provocative question, but I think very important especially for those who are not here but only considering to be here. Does MENA gaming ecosystem exist? So please, Sultan, what do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, we know for a fact that anywhere that there's passion and there's talent, that there is going to be stories that will be told via video games, via film, via TV. It's our job, at least the way I see it as Abu Dhabi Gaming, to find that talent and to nurture it, to ensure that they meet the same standard of quality and expectations that the international game developers are meeting. And I think absolutely the talent and the vision and the drive is there.
Mustafa, I know that you are originally from Turkey, and you choose for some reason this region as your destination region, specifically AD Gaming. Why?
Because I saw the chance to grow and go top with this ecosystem while it's growing. And I believe in MENA region, the support and also the gamers, they're really into games, and this ecosystem is going to grow with the developers and publishers. And I saw that, and I wanted to take that opportunity, and it's going perfectly right now.
Great. Katya, would you love to add something to this?
I do believe that gaming ecosystem exists here, but it's, as we know, it's very early stages, and it's not as big, for instance, as already like in a developed country. It's very interesting way how it's developing, because here companies like startups, entrepreneurs, or even just professionals, they have a huge support from government, and I think we will see like a big bright future of that. And again, when we talk about Middle East, we need to understand that we already have some developed countries like Egypt, for instance, Jordan, where there's like a lot of game developers, and UAE and Saudi basically with the strategies which they have for the gaming. I think it will be big soon.
Great, and it's very interesting to see it from different countries' side, from Qatar, for example.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we just recently started under Media City Qatar, and I think that everybody in the region is trying to advance in the gaming industry. So the gaming has two verticals. So the first one is the players, and definitely in the MENA region we have young audience. Everybody love games. Everybody want to play games. So it's a very deep in our culture, right? So we have this vertical already. The second vertical, which is, you know, what everybody is working on. I mean, you know, UAE, Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, and Riyadh, and Neom, Qatar right now in Media City. So everybody is trying to nurture the ecosystem, support the developers, support the talents, whether, you know, from high school, universities to, you know, small studios, providing them support, knowledge, you know, powering the entrepreneurship in the gaming side. So I believe, you know, that's amazing what's happening right now, you know, within our region.
It's perfect answer.
Yeah.
It's perfect answer for my second part about support measures, about supporting this ecosystem, about contribution. And now I would love to start with Google, because I know, Katya, that you are supporting this ecosystem in Saudi and UAE, and you have business and educational initiatives there. Could you tell more about it?
Yeah, we had amazing initiatives with Saudi and UAE. Saudi was Saudi Google Days, which we ran. We were the first one who basically set up this collaboration with MCIT, which is the Ministry of Communication and Technology, and based on the code centers, like centers of digital excellence, where they unite all these digital entrepreneurs, game developers, like basically, around the universities, communities. And we've been in 5 cities across the whole country, like a road show for 2 weeks, and delivering all the sessions on, of course, AI, on some Google products. Not pitching, but trying to deliver something meaningful. So basically, like sometimes people don't even know like how many products in Google like exist, and like, I don't know, analytics tools, for instance, which are absolutely free for the business. As well, we had a collaboration at the same time with Savvy Games Group, showing them how you can build your career path in gaming industry. Because what's important as well is to understand, I mean, like when the industry is very young, is for people to understand that it can be your proper profession. It's like it can be a proper business. So it's not like just something you're playing and maybe like developing on the side, on the side of your main job, but you actually can build your own business around that. And that was the same topic, even stronger, which we were doing in Dubai. It was the first UAE Google Gaming Day. It was a part of esports and gaming festival in April this year. And we had universities and university students and schools, basically sessions for them, like from Tencent, from Steelfront, from KHDA, which is shortly called the Ministry of Education, from DET in Dubai, and it was basically to show this professional path for the young talents and where they can learn again. Because Sultan, for instance, like I'm sure will mention, the governments have a lot of initiatives, a lot of training centers where you, like, and sometimes the students, they don't know about that.
Absolutely.
And our goal was to show them what kind of resources, like the governments and business, like, I don't know, like big companies like Tencent, you can go as an intern there. So basically, what resources they have to learn.
And actually, that's my next question about government, because we all know it's clear that these initiatives could progress when it's supported by government. And now I think we can dive deeper into government support.
Right. I mean, well, one of the key things we've identified early on is the need for us to plug in where it's necessary. There's no point in us fixing problems that don't exist. It's important for us to understand from the ecosystem and from the community where the gaps are, so that government can come in and just fill the needs as needed. The goal isn't for us to be participating in this forever. I jokingly say this sometimes, but it's the reality. If I do my job right, I shouldn't have one in 5 years. There really should be a self-fulfilling ecosystem of development talent and business that's booming and growing in Abu Dhabi. And we know that the interest is there. And you mentioned a bit about talent development. The work we've done over the last few years with Unity and very soon with Epic has been to bolster talent. We've plugged in Unity to 14 universities across the UAE. And we want to do similar work in training people not only out of the hub, but we want our ecosystem partners, people like Mustafa, to take on board interns to ensure that there's a constant stream of talent entering the ecosystem. And from the business support side, and this is where I'm really happy that we've been able to do what we do, we've been able to allow developers to have extra runway to build games. If the funding you have affords you an opportunity to try, enter the market once or twice with a product. With the support we have, you might be able to try 4 or 5 times. And we know that the more lessons you learn from each failure, the more likely you are to finally get that hit and to have success in the market. So from my side as government, I'm really happy that the program we run as Abu Dhabi Gaming has enabled people to hit that success time and time again. And for the 100+ businesses in our ecosystem, we're really happy to see some amazing gems come out and products that we're really proud to say were built in Abu Dhabi.
Thank you. And I know that you support by subsidies as well. So
Absolutely.
a few words about it.
Yeah, we run a subsidy program and we run an incentive program, both of which work hand in hand to reduce the cost from an operating side. It is a bit bespoke depending on the partner, but in effect what it does is it reduces the operating cost for businesses from the staff side. So we provide you a staff subsidy, and we also have a lease incentive to reduce what you'd otherwise pay in rent upfront. And this is meant to tier off over time. So you do have the staff subsidies that last up to 5 years. You have lease support that'll last 2 or 3 years. And the idea behind that is we'd rather you spend that capital on human resources, right? We want you to hire talent and to build the right team that'll enable you to succeed.
Great initiative. And I know that in Qatar they have similar initiatives. Maybe you could just...
Definitely. I mean, so right now, I think what's going on is that, in Qatar, they're also providing, incentive and support on bringing talent, supporting talent, on the operational cost, even, providing spaces, the infrastructure and everything. What I want to mention is that it's a very, from my perspective actually, and I'm very happy about that, it's a very good time to enter the gaming market in MENA. I remember, 12 years ago when I started Babel, it's a small story by the way, we registered Babel in Creative Zone Fujairah because, that was the closest thing we could find in MENA that could support us, and there was not even gaming, so we had to put it in as media company.
I remember this.
Yeah, exactly. There was no investors, there was no, startup, no community, nothing. So from my perspective, definitely it's the goal time, I would say. As Sultan mentioned, maybe in the future there will be no initiatives or the market will be already filled, with great minds, great talents and great ideas, but definitely is the golden time to start right now.
Great, very motivating, I think. And I think that it's perfect time to ask developer directly, do you experience these benefits of being here in MENA region? What key advantages you would highlight of being here?
Yeah, it's a perfect question. So here you can just experience the benefits, of course. There's multiple benefits. The first thing that I had was the environment. Because once you're creating a game or doing creating something, working with your team, the environment is very important.
Right.
This is a really hidden detail, but people that you're interacting, people that you're talking every day, even it's not your team, is really important. And I believe in UAE, it's a trading capital, a business capital, and the quality of work here is really good. And once I'm creating some games here or some business, I always interact with people, talk with them, and it just gives me motivation and experience. And this is the biggest thing that just took my quality over the level, I believe. And the second thing is, of course, the supports. There is big players, big companies in the industry here that working with AD gaming partners, AD gaming is supporting companies, and they're like Unity, which is, if you're creating a game with Unity, it's a big tool, big instrument to support you. And there is governmental support in Abu Dhabi, which is also very helpful for you if you're a startup or if you're growing. It just helps you to at least maintain some level. And there's multiple things like a very good community and the companies, and the games are coming out every year. It's increasing. The number of the games are increasing. So in 2024, I started publishing and now I'm seeking games and trying to find the published games. I'm going with offers and elevating their games through PC, PS4, Xbox, and yeah, this is the overall, in general, my experience. Yeah.
Thank you. Katya, would you love to add something for benefits of being in this region? What do you see?
For the companies or for developers? Like for Google, or we're talking about the developers?
I think for community, yes, for developers, yeah, certainly.
Well, as Mustafa said, it's very important when you have, I mean, especially in such a creative, I would say, industry, when you have a right community around you. And the great thing about when it's just a developing, that this community basically, like, I mean, it's small, everyone knows each other, and I think like all of us, like basically already, like, I mean, going to the conferences or networking, we've seen each other all the time.
Yeah.
And this is, like from another side, it's like, it's create this amazing feeling of like, you know people, you know what everyone's doing, you're really supporting each other. You sharing your, I don't know, like which tools are you using, like, hey, like I had this challenge, for instance, and I don't know, like how to solve it. So it's really important. And at the same time, like as Mustafa again said, government initiatives, they create like a base for that. They bring people together. And I think this is one of the most important things as well, because you don't feel like, okay, you're fighting something like on your own. Or the companies like yours, you know that you, like, I mean, like you're always presented in the community, in this networking as well. And the companies like, I don't know, or someone, they can come to you and ask like anytime questions like, hey, how I should set up my business, for instance. Or MJ, who is in Qatar. It's like, I don't know, maybe someone will have an idea to go to Qatar and like set up a company there. And, like, so it is very important that we're sharing this this experience between us.
Yeah, thank you. It's truly inspiring, and I fully agree with you that it's amazing that not just giant players as Google or ID Gaming driving this change of ecosystem, but everyone take part in it. For example, we as lawyers are doing our best to contribute, not just solving legal issues, but also to launching workshops, meetups. We do Futura Talks in collaboration with ID Gaming, for example, to cover some legal challenges for gaming developers, and making pro bono consultations. So I think that this is collective effort is making this community stronger, and I believe that future is bright, really. But yes.
I want to add quickly one thing.
Yes.
We just were running with Abu Dhabi Gaming this event, which called Move. I don't know if you heard about it. It was a B2B event for Google Google clients. It was basically like top global companies which we were bringing here, and Abu Dhabi, like it was a collaboration basically with Abu Dhabi Gaming. And when we run these initiatives, it's not for Google, it's not just, I mean, like a normal like yearly event for our clients and the CEOs of the company. The reason why we bring them into Abu Dhabi, because, I mean, it's a global event. We can go, I don't know, Singapore, I don't know, we can go to, I don't know, the United States. But what we want as well here, and especially, you know, like, I mean, the huge gaming team in Google was relocated here from Russia, so we like have this now big gaming hub, is to bring these top companies to city like Abu Dhabi and show what kind of support or what kind of initiatives you have here.
Absolutely.
And so because like a lot of these founders of the gaming companies or CEOs, because it's a C-level event, they've never been here. And they're like, they kind of, oh, like why do I need to set up like this, my regional HQ, for instance, somewhere in Middle East? It's like, where is it? Like, oh, it's Dubai. Like, I don't know. They know only Dubai, for instance, about this, like Dubai link, or I don't know, and other things like a big parties, and everyone is driving, I don't know, like the sport cars.
Right.
So yeah, and when they were in Abu Dhabi, we had amazing feedback from companies, and they said like, I mean, we'll follow up with you, of course, with all the feedback, but it was an amazing experience.
It was for us as well. I think one of the things we've learned from doing these types of events is that we really have something special here. We have the right type of environment that really helps businesses thrive. And when you enter the Abu Dhabi ecosystem, you're not a guinea pig. People have done this before. There's the right type of regulations, legislations in place that'll support businesses like the top game developers and publishers around the world to really accelerate their growth in the MENA region by having a presence here. And that's something that we support all types of businesses in doing so. Whether you're an SME or whether you're already running a business that's on the S&P 500, let's say, we're happy to help you reach your end goals. And for us as government, like I always said, we run a cost center. We're not looking to take away from the success of businesses. We only want to add to it. And the synergies lie in the ways that we can gain value as a country.
And thank you for that. For example, we, Futura, as part of ID gaming community, feel it. So yeah, we are so grateful. However, my next part is also a little bit provocative, because every silver lining has its cloud. So let's talk about challenges, about like dark side. And I would love to ask you what difficulties you face, what difficulties you see here, and maybe let's start with Mustafa as developer. So what challenges you see?
At summer it's hot. And yeah, if you're just starting, if you have a new business, you need to like. I just when I'm trying to settle, the first time I was trying to like find a nice strategy and apply it. So I was just seeking what to do, what should I go, and just analyze everything a year and to build your strategy. And mainly these are the things. And maybe investors, the investment culture about the VCs is another difficulty was for me because like I'm seeking sometimes companies also like doing some rounds for investors, and you need to like find investors, and the communication is not like strong. So that was
main challenge for you.
Challenge, yeah. But I think like the other things, there was not a big challenge. No more than these small things, yeah.
But you also mentioned that you faced the challenge of bringing talents here into this region from Turkey, for example. That is it right?
Yeah. So bringing talents from Turkey, like my teammates are all here. Yeah, it's sometimes people don't want to leave their home and family. Sometimes they don't want to like just leave their life behind, but mostly if they are seeking career, they just okay, that's it, and they just want to I will just get a new experience and come here. And it's like 50-50, not like very hard. You can find like your team from abroad and invite them here. But mainly the investors, the communication between investors and finding VCs are it was hard for me. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Katya, maybe your thoughts about challenges in the region.
Challenges. That's a good question. From a personal business again perspective. So I mean, like personally, summer is absolutely hot, and like as everyone was trying to escape it, I don't know, like you're taking the holidays for 3 months or something like that. Or it's good to have a friend somewhere in Europe, for this period of time. For the professional, from the professional side, what Mustafa actually mentioned, one very good point is the talents here. So, and like we're doing a lot to grow these talents. And MJ, like, I mean, you had a studio, and like you having like another business now as a new studio. You know how it is like important to have like the right talents.
Definitely.
Because like game designer, or it's not something you can just like, I don't know, go to school and learn. You need to be you need to practice as well. So for us, it's like it will take time while we're running all these our initiatives, programs to grow this talent pool. And at the same time, I think like companies like we want to bring this, I don't know, big businesses, like big companies making it's not cheap for them. We need to like, I mean, understand the reality. It's like first of all, like maybe like people have a families there. They don't want to change the life. They don't want to move countries, and or it's not cheap again, like to relocate the whole team here. So, and from this side, I think we can have a great support maybe from HR companies. I don't know, like we don't have them on the panel, but who will do this job for the companies, because they can scan the region. We have amazing developers in Egypt, in Jordan, which I already mentioned, and there are people who wants to relocate, but it's very difficult for them sometimes. I don't know, like to get a professional support of relocation or find a job, and instead of companies bringing, I don't know, like professionals from US, from Europe, I mean, like on these huge, amazing expats packages, when we have an amazing pool already here. And just working with HR companies, and we have like a couple of them, I know, concentrating on the gaming industry. Scan that, do this work for us, and bring these talents and say, hey, I have a good match for you. Not just already someone who is based in Dubai or Abu Dhabi.
Right. No, it's a very valid point. One of the areas we've also identified the need for us to add more support in from the government side is on that talent front. And we know that there are incredible people around the Middle East that have core experiences and competencies that could help developers and build incredible projects. But there's far and few between. So what we want to do is build that ecosystem up further, and that just takes time. I mean, the talents we train today will be working in the industry for years and years to come. So this is one of those issues where we've already put a strategy in place to help nurture the young talent, and it's now a matter of attracting in some top talent as well to sit alongside them.
Maybe some like visa kind of things.
Good idea.
Make it a little bit easier for them.
Yeah, I agree. And MJ, what did you notice? You mentioned that you see for how many years? 16?
I mean,
that it's growing.
Seen it all.
yeah. But for now, what do you think?
So, you know, like me and my brother AJ, when we started Babel, for example, 12 years ago, and before Babel, I used to work at Peak Games, and before Peak Games, I also started a gaming company, by the way, and nobody knows about that. You know, it was a gaming company. I was super young, in my 20s, you know. I started doing, you know, some localization and services for, you know, international companies. I did some nice money. You know, I was too young, spent that money on traveling and having fun. Closed the first company.
Good.
Then, you know, worked in Peak Games. After that, when me and Abdullah started our first company, I'm telling this example because it shows how much we advanced in the region. So back in 2011, there was no investors, no talents, no government support, nothing. So when we started Babel, we had to actually educate, support, mentor every individual and every talent who came into that company. And to be honest, it was a very hard task. It's not easy at all, right? To nurture and help and support. And throughout the years, you know, it became different. UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, others started supporting, started telling people that, you know, you have to, you know, focus on gaming. That's a great business. Before it was, you know, very strange if your son in the MENA region, you know, is going to university to learn gaming. You should be a doctor, a lawyer, a financial, you know, the standard stuff.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And right now, you know, I think in universities and schools, they are teaching, you know, game development, game design, they're mentoring, they're supporting. So things are shifting. Of course, we still lack in talents, but right now there is a talent pool. There is an industry. There is investors. Yes, maybe you are having problem with investors, but at least there is investors. In my time, there was no investors at all. So things are moving, and I think, and in my experience, you know, things in the last 5 years have changed very fast on light speed. You know, 5 years is within industries is considered a very, you know, low time to make big changes. And I think the changes that happened in the last 5 years are huge, to be honest, from my perspective. And I think that in the next 5 to 10 years, this is going to be the, you know, the best time where you will find the investors, the talents, the players. So the whole circle of the ecosystem will be locked down. And I think, you know, maybe we will beat Europe or US in the gaming. I hope so.
So, as I see, really, all difficulties we could overcome with right focus and collaboration.
Definitely.
We need time. From my legal perspective, my cloud to this conversation, the main challenge for companies could be absence of some tax double treaties. For example, UAE and Saudi has no tax double treaties with US. So when studio launch their game via Apple or Google, it's okay because Apple and Google pay from Ireland and it's like zero taxes. But if they launch their game via Steam or Amazon, it will be extra 30% of taxes. So it's like painful for companies, and I see it's like a main legal challenge here. However, as we said, all difficulties could be overcome. And let's wrap up this panel with key thoughts about future. You just mentioned that you see that in future ecosystem is growing rapidly. And what do you think, Sultan?
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, and I'm usually asked this question. What I would see as, my success story for Abu Dhabi Gamer, for the ecosystem in general, is when we get games that hit the international standard, built out of Abu Dhabi with stories from the Middle East, told by people from the Middle East.
Yeah.
I jokingly say that a lot of the stories you hear about Arabs come from France, with the first Assassin's Creed game with Prince of Persia, and I'd love for there to be more Arab stories told by Arabs. So when we have our version of those types of games built here at a AAA standard, I'd say that, yeah, we made it.
Yeah, great. I would love to play such games in the future. Okay, Mustafa, what do you think?
I think I saw in the Turkey, I saw how ecosystem grow, and I know the history of it. That there was how was the jams, how was the events, and I was just like saw it just exponentially grow because I'm in the developing games and in the communities in Turkey like 2016. And I saw like every step, what happened, how was the games, how was now, and also in here I know how exponential it goes, and also I know what steps can be taken to just go with that wave. So that's why I started to publishing games, and now I'm helping also the indie game studios to grow and market their games, and I want to be in that circle. I want to be in the publisher part. So it's I think it's gonna grow like very exponentially, because I can also see the jams that like last time we did. It was also very big.
Yeah,
we saw a kid developing a game.
Now we ran a really successful game jam recently, and it's the first of many that we plan on doing. And we've seen that there are people that are capable of putting out some incredible storytelling through video game format, and we want to see that hit the global stages. I agree. I think that there's people here that can absolutely do it, and from the business side, as a publisher, tapping into those talents to get them the exposure that they need creates this beautiful synergy where people can really thrive.
Katja?
I mean, the future will be there. The future will be bright. I mean, like it's gaming industry. The games will be there, and I just have one wish. Let's in this region understand that esports and classic games are different things. That's just like one thing I really want, because when we see it, and this goes to governments on the first place, because I mean, like we're professionals in gaming. We know it's a different thing. But for some reason, when we talk about investments and everything, when we see this like huge budgets, when it all goes to, I mean, that's good as well. It goes to tournaments, billions, millions. I mean, like there was in Saudi, like the biggest ever pool prize for. And then you think, like, looking at this is amazing. I'm very happy for the team, and I think, like, why don't play the games that well? But at the same time, that's the money which is like companies like Mustafa like missing. That's the budgets they're missing.
You raise a really good
but
point.
esports is not developing the gaming industry. It's already industry itself.
It's its
like-
own industry.
yeah.
You raise a very valid point. We understand this. We understand the difference very well here in Abu Dhabi. And I can safely say that the majority of our spending goes towards supporting game development and supporting businesses around game development. What we do in esports, it's tertiary. It's meant to be additive, and it's meant to act, let's be honest, for developers, esports is a marketing tool, isn't it? For the publishers and for the people that own the IP.
Yeah.
Whereas with football, nobody owns the ball. Somebody owns League of Legends, right? It's Riot Games. So there is an incentive for specific publishers to push content around their IP, and we understand that. We get it. I think the idea is that it's a lot cheaper to invest in esports today than it will be in 10 years. So some governments tend to spend a lot more now because it means they're going to have to spend a lot less later. But I think what you mentioned is completely true. As government, we need to know where it's important for us to play and where it's important for us to pay attention. And for the game development side of things, we take it quite seriously.
And for example, as a lawyer, I see that the government is thinking about developers because, for example, UAE launched corporate tax, 9% tax this year. Everybody knows about it. However, they give opportunity for game developers, for creative business, reduce it from 9% to 0 if you are creative, if you have your intellectual property here. So it's like you see, it's a signal that the government is thinking about it as well. Yeah. MJ, what do you think?
Well, I think that, we have some challenges in the region, but we already talked about what these challenges and what governments and publishers, developers are trying to do, or even service providers like Google are trying to do to solve these challenges. But really, I think that in the near future we will have games come out from Arabic studios that gonna be on the top performance, that are gonna make a big hit worldwide, like the Chinese game Wukong.
Oh yeah, Black Myth Wukong.
Black Myth Wukong became a worldwide and global hit based on Chinese culture, and I think that soon enough we will have the same that happens from the MENA region. Things will change. We still have challenges, in some parts in technology or talents, but I think we're moving fast. It will be changed. Even Web3 games are coming. We have to adapt to that fast. It's a very fast-moving market, I would say so. Here is Vince Ghassoub, who is even faster than me in Web3 games. But as you can see, there are already people who started the Web3 games. So things are moving fast, and I believe that it's going to be really nice here.
Thank you. Thank you so much for such incredible panel. I think it's fully inspiring, not just for me, but I wish for everyone in this audience. And I'm so lucky to have had a chance to moderate it. I also truly believe that future is bright, and that's why as Futura we choose this country, UAE, as our headquarters for international business as well. Thank you so much, and thank you, audience, for your support and engagement. Yeah.
If you guys have a passion, Abu Dhabi Gaming can help you make it happen. So come and find me after this panel, and let's talk about how we can help you set up your business here.
Yeah, great. And I think that now we have some time for questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Yes?
I have a question to Mr. MJ. I would like to know your vision on how AI is going to influence the gaming ecosystem here in the MENA region.
Definitely. We have been using AI in our games and assets in the last couple 3-4 years, which is pretty good actually. So there are several ways you can use AI at this moment. It can help you in the development, of course, that, so it will support you with code, stuff like that, being integrated in the engines themselves, or supporting the game engines. So from coding wise, you're gonna be creating games much faster, from art assets, whether sketches, to even I've seen 3D models. Still not that great till now, but I mean it's gonna happen sooner or later. So I mean, all these changes gonna make your life as a game developer and game designer much easier, right? And rather than when you need a team of 100 people to create a AAA game, 10 or 15 people, with the support of AI, again, it will not replace your job. That's what I think. But with the support of AI, you're gonna be able to create AA, AAA games that require less budget, and you're gonna be the benefit from that.
I think you hit it nail on the head. I don't think people are going to use AI as a means to hire less people to work on games.
Yeah.
I think the standard and the quality of the output will go up, and I think that the time frame it takes to develop high-end content will also shrink. So we're going to see better games done quicker with the same number of people, if not more people. Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
And the
Definitely.
cost will go down.
One can
Yeah.
hope it's one can hope.
Allow me to comment on that. I'm MJ, I'm AJ, co-founder with MJ. So I would just say that you can use that as support. There is a really gray area about IP rights when you use the AI. So, for example, you can use the support of the graphics, but you have to add your own touch. So you can register it by yourself. If you use all AI, like you take the same picture and you use it, it's really debatable that you didn't make that. Just
Yes.
keep aware of that.
And also your competitor could do the same, and if it's AI generated, you can't do anything with it. So you need to add something creative into this image, into this code. Yes, totally agree. Okay, any questions? Any other questions? No? Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Thank
my
you.
wonderful co-speakers and audience.